Liverpool just lost again against the mighty Chelsea at Chelsea's ground. Let's get straight into it. Liverpool lose again, but before we get into Liverpool, because I just made a video about them not too long ago, or probably my last video, let's talk about Chelsea. Because Chelsea's been a team that before the season even started, I expected them to do well. I expected them to be up there, but they've been pretty bad this season. They lost to Brighton. They've lost a couple of games. I know beat Benfica, but it was pretty sloppy Benfica Chelsea game. But today they played Chelsea, and let me tell you something. I did not. I Going into the game, I felt this could be a Liverpool show of like, oh, we're still here. This could be Liverpool's don't panic game. This would have been Liverpool's stabilizing game. But no, Chelsea came in guns blazing. They went in with everything. For the first half, I didn't think Liverpool would score a goal. I had no thought about it. I didn't think they would, and genuinely, Caicedo comes in, picks the ball in midfield. McAllister tries to press. Caicedo feints, gets the ball through in midfield, alone in midfield, and scores a banger like a Caicedo usual goal. That it was such a nice goal when he cut it, when he did the little feint on McAllister. He pre-cut, and then he was gonna shoot, and then he cut again, and then he put the banger. Such a great goal. Caicedo has been. I've said it before. I think he's very, very good. Like when it comes to defending, but recently he's been very good on the ball. Little feints, taking one, through passes, breaking lines. Caicedo scores another banger this season. And look, I enjoyed the game. I very much enjoyed the game. It was a very back and forth game, but in reality, I never thought Liverpool would score. I literally had no thought of mine. I didn't think any of them they would score. And Liverpool, so Chelsea had a center back pairing of Achampong and Badiashile, who are two players who get criticized a lot when it comes to Chelsea. I've criticized them because the loss of Towson, the loss of Levi Kobo, probably the rest of the season, it's really left Chelsea with this kind of like questions on defense. But Achimpong and Badiashile played an amazing game. I feel Badiashile had a lot of one-on-ones with Mo Salah, and he kept them pretty silent. Cucurella was amazing. Like Cucurella is, he wins his duels, he wins his defense, and he breaks the lines when he has to. Reece James was played out right back for the first half, played center back for a for some good times. He looked amazing. Achimpong is young and very talented. Caicedo played very well. Enzo Fernandez gets a lot of stick, but I think he played a very good midfield, solid game. I think usually when people say he's like top level midfielder, usually he gets an assist, he gets a goal, and he did have that header miss from Esteval's cross, which we'll talk about in a bit. But Enzo Fernandez, I think he played pretty well. I think Liverpool's midfield was silent due to Caicedo, due to Enzo Fernandez. I think they had a very good game. I think Enzo Fernandez was such a good outlet in midfield. He'd get the ball, he'd drift a little bit wide, cut in, pass the ball. He did that multiple times, where he'd get the ball a little bit in the wider areas, wider parts of midfield, but he would stabilize, calm the ball, cut in, look for a good pass, and even if it was sideways, backwards, he would stabilize the game, and he would be that midfield outlet many times. He kept Soboslai on his feet. He kept Soboslai pretty quiet. Caicedo kept who was it, like McAllister, pretty quiet, and Malo Gusto, who on the ball, what didn't really do much for Chelsea. But off the ball, his pressing, his running, the intensity that he brought to that midfield, which of Liverpool's who lack intensity at this moment, I think Malo Gusto had a very good game, and I think he was very important. When it comes to that off the ball movement, there was many times where Chelsea would be in a pretty mid in the mid block, and Liverpool would try to break the lines. And every time they pass it to midfield, Malo Gusto was there. They'd pass it to someone else. Caicedo was right on it. They would pass it to Sobos, like Enzo Fernandez straight on them, and they would just pass it back, pass it back, pass it back, pass it wide, pass it wide, pass it to Kirkus. When Kirkus, what did he do? He lose the ball. Kirkus, like y'all know my thoughts on Kirkus, but Kirkus would get the ball, try to do a simple pass to Gakpo and put it out wide. Or Connor Bradley would try to do something, but then he'd end up losing the ball. This is where my guy Trent Alexander Arnold used to do his thing at Liverpool, where they would give him the ball wide and he'd cross the ball all the way to the other side of the field, easy pass for him, or he would do a through ball to Salah. Salah would make a run. Nunez would make a run. Nunez, Luis Diaz. This is where these players would break lines, and this is where you see the quality of players, but not only the quality, but the balance of a team, which Alexander Arnold brought to this team when it came to breaking lines, when it came to great passes, great crosses. And I'm not saying Trent Alexander Arnold is the be all and end all for this Liverpool's downfall, for this Liverpool's uh, bad place right now, but it's part of it. And I think Trent saved them a lot from those breaking lines, saved them a lot from these type of presses, and not only save them, but it would put an idea on the other team's team that, oh, we shouldn't go too high, we shouldn't press too much, because they have Trent who's gonna find a pass, they have Trent who's gonna find Salah, who's gonna find Darwin, who's gonna find Luis Diaz. But now Connor Bradley's not gonna do that. Konate's not gonna do that. McAllister's not going to do that. And against this Chelsea team, that every time their midfield got the ball, they were pressing them. They didn't even have the space or time to do that. Kirkes, he's nowhere. He's never going to do that. And yeah, I think the Chelsea's press was amazing. Malo Gusto very important. Garnacho and Neto were very good defensively when it came to pressing, when it came to off the ball movement, when it came to runs. But their end product was just terrible. Look, I've I'm someone who's not the biggest fan of Garnacho, but I appreciate what he does. But that end product is just terrible. His crosses, his passes, through balls, like none of the balls he puts in the box are dangerous. None of them. Nothing that he puts in the box is dangerous. Pedro Neto at Wolves had something in him where he would put some dangerous passes in. Like Pedro Neto is very disciplined when it comes to coming back and defending his man. He defended Kirkus multiple times, but when it went forward, when it comes to scoring the goals, Neto was wasteful. He'd cut in, do that cross that everyone likes to see, and they went out and out and out and put it on his right cross. No, terrible. How can you expect Joao Pedro to score when you have these type of people crossing? This is where we get to Estevao. Estevao. This man came in, not even a man, this man's a year younger than me, you know? He came in, he put in a amazing performance. And yes, he lost a couple of balls when he first came in, but he lost the balls because he was going forward. He was trying to do something, he was trying to create something. And every time he put a cross in the box, that cross to Enzo Fernandez, he looked up, saw Enzo running in. He's like on the edge of the box, timed it perfectly so Enzo wasn't offsides. Straight to Enzo's head, and Enzo puts it to the post and it goes out wide. But man, when he put that cross in, I'm like, this man's gonna get something out of this. I don't know if it's a goal, I don't know if it's an assist, I don't know if it's gonna be like a pre-assist, but he's gonna get something because the danger he brought to the game was just amazing to see after seeing Neto and Garnacho be wasteful for so long. Last minute, they got scored on from an Ekitike. I think Achimpong, Reece James, Ekitike. I mean Ekitike, Isaac, who I'll talk about Liverpool in just a second. Let me give Chelsea their props because they deserve it after this game. After they get scored on last minute, Chelsea gets the winner. Stevao, after an electric substitution coming in, gets his goal. Chelsea win it. Everyone's happy. I'm happy. But why? Why am I happy? Am I a Chelsea fan? No. Do I have a team title challenging in the Prem? No. I'm a Madrid fan. I'm a Club America fan. Broncos. But it's Liverpool. Because, look, I'm someone who enjoys watching good teams be great and good teams play each other. It was a good game. It was a very good game. I enjoyed the back and forth. I enjoyed the moments. I enjoyed the game. But watching Liverpool, like this in a moment where watching Liverpool fans when the time when they talk so much smack to my guy Trent Alexander-Arnold saying you're leaving to Real Madrid when we're the best team. We're one of the best teams in the world. We're this, we're that. We're one of the best teams in the world, and you're leaving us after we got Isak, Ekitike, Wirtz. And look at you now. You're fumbling. You're folding in half. And the last video, I said something like, "Oh, Liverpool will figure it out. Arne Slot will figure it out." But this Chelsea game was important because I think this international break is saving them. By the way, and we'll see how they do against United. And I will talk about United in another video. But Liverpool just look out of it. Like it looks like their players don't want to be there. It looks like the new players are like scared. Florian Wirtz is someone who Florian Wirtz and Isak should be like, I'm here. Like, you guys will feel my presence. Like, they bought me for 120, 130 million. Like, we're here because this is going to be our team. We're going to do everything to show that this is our team. But it looks like they're scared. It looks like, oh, they're like scared to be at Liverpool. They're like, afraid to be at Liverpool. I don't understand it. Um, Florian Wirtz came in the first 10 seconds, and when he came in, I'm like, we might have something here. This might be the redemption game where Liverpool is like, nah, we're here. Florian Wirtz is like, you guys have been talking so much smack. I'm gonna do something about it. And that's how it looked like for the first 10 seconds. But no, that was it from Wirtz. That was all he did. I see all these Twitter comps, all these Instagram comps, all these TikToks of like, oh, Wirtz, how is this Wirtz fall? Like, oh, Wirtz is doing well. You guys don't see it. He does simple things that Curtis Jones does. He does simple things that any other midfielder does. Like he's not doing anything special for a 120 million pound player who is considered one of the best youngsters, probably top three players in Germany right now, or German players. He's considered one of the best youngsters. He's considered one of the best players. Like the season he put in at Leverkusen, undefeated. You expect a lot more from a player like that. And I like Wirtz. This is why I'm very critical of him because I like him, and he does nothing but something that like he does the job of a Curtis Jones. He does a job of uh Mason Mount. He does the job of a Conor Gallagher. He does the job of Enzo Fernandez. Like you can't tell me he's done more than Enzo Fernandez has done. You can't tell me he's done more than what Curtis Jones has done. You can't tell me he's done more than what Mason Mount has done. You can't tell me he's done more than what Matt Hughes has done at Crystal Palace. You can't tell me that. He's been so uh, uh, underperforming. It's bad. Like Liverpool fans don't want to accept it, and they didn't want to accept it when he was playing bad and Liverpool getting last minute winners. But now that they're losing, they're seeing it a little bit. But even then, they're still in denial. And I'm not saying this is all on Florian Wirtz. I personally blame a lot on Arne Slot through how he's done it. I talked about it last video. I talked about how at the beginning of the season I said he should start with the base team and out of the players little by little, no matter how much they costed, they shouldn't be starting straight in a Premier League winning team. Those players they brought in, they're not Premier League winners. They shouldn't be starting and taking out the Premier League winners. They should be coming in after uh, the the set players are there. But no, he came in, he put six players out the bounds. Frimpong, Kirkes, Florian Wirtz, Isaac, Ekitike started good. But he started all these players right away. And that messed up the balance of the team. I think that messed with Salah. That definitely messed with Salah because there's moments where Salah does something and players are just out of balance, out of position. And yeah, like this definitely messed up the midfield. McAllister was playing in, game out. Soboslai was playing game in, game out. Gravenberch was playing game in, game out. And now you bring someone else in a different profile, completely different, who hasn't adapted to the team. You put him straight in, and you drop your Premier League winners. That's what happens. The balance of the team. I'm a Madrid fan. I saw it last season. I saw how the balance of the team gets messed up. But hey, man, I'm gonna enjoy this Premier League season very much because the games look like Liverpool might lose a couple more games, definitely, and it looks like Arsenal are gonna do very well. Because I'm gonna be honest, I look at Arsenal's fixtures, I don't see them dropping many points, if any at all. I don't see them getting scored on many times. I don't see them dropping levels due to the players they have. I don't see them dropping points because of the depth they have. But Liverpool are literally like one or two injuries away from disaster, and they're already there. They're one Konate hamstring. They're Konate is a very injury prone player, and your only center back backup is another injury prone player in Joel Gomez. Connor Bradley is injury prone. Frimpong is pretty injury prone. Kirk is ass. He's trash. Your midfield option is McAllister, Soboslai, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz isn't at his best level. Gravenberch is the one that Gravenberch and Soboslai are literally keeping this team up. You're not going to win a Premier League or a big trophy with Curtis Jones as a starting midfielder, in my opinion. I rate him very highly, very highly. But I don't think Curtis Jones is that type of player to win you the games or to control you a game. Ekitike, I think, is the savior of this Liverpool team. I think without Ekitike, this team would be in turmoil. I think Isak has started very slow, and you can see he looks slow. He looks weak. He looks out of shape. He looks out of place right now, and he needs to find that quick because. And I think This is why this international thing is going to help him a lot because they'll play for the international team and they'll get better because Isak doesn't look good right now. He looks like I said, he looks slow, he looks weak, he looks fragile, he looks out of place. And for someone like Isak, with the qualities of Isak, with the importance of Isak, with the amount spent on Isak, he needs to show up quick because drop a couple more points and it's tough coming back to like the team Arsenal has built and the Arsenal mentality that they have right now with the idea they have right now with the players they have right now. Liverpool needs to get it right. And when I say Liverpool, yeah, I mean the players. But Arne Slot, I don't know what he's doing. Every press conference he comes out and brings up some random excuses of refs. If we had this ref, if we had that ref, if my players didn't do this, if this player didn't do that. You're managing the players. You should be getting the best out of them. I've been criticizing Ruben Amorim because he doesn't play. He doesn't get the best out of his players in the positions that he puts him in. Arne Slot's doing pretty much the same thing. I've seen Florian Wirtz on the left wing. I've seen Ekitike on the left. I've seen Soboslai at right back. I've seen Gravenberch at center back. I've seen them in positions where you have Virgil van Dijk and Konate versus three attackers. Arne Slot is. I feel like this is the first time we've seen him really struggle. Because look, last year he did very good, getting Gravenberch to the level he did, getting players he got pretty high level. But that was Klopp's team. So the Salas, the Trent, the Robertsons, the McAllisters, the Soboslais. Yes, Arne Slot did some tweaks, but this is the base and the players and everyone. It was Klopp's team. Everything was Klopp's team. Even the way they press sometimes. Yes, he made his tweaks, but the way they pressed, the way they did some things, it was still Klopp minded. Arne Slot right now, this is his team. This is his players, completely different players, new players, and he's looking pretty bad right now. And like I've said multiple times, I hope they improve. I see them improving because when Isak is on, I believe they will be so much better. When Florian Wirtz is on, I will be so much better. Ekitike, he's so good right now. But they better get it quick because I want a good Premier League title race. And Liverpool are on the front runners with the Arsenal. And man, I hope they improve because look, I'm a big hate watcher. I like watching these teams that talk smack about Real Madrid, these fans that talk so much stuff about Real Madrid because they feel like so entitled because they won the Prem. They feel so entitled because of this and that. But stuff's going bad right now. And look, I enjoy every Premier League game, whether it's winning, a big team winning, whether big team winning or losing, or a mid table team. Look, I enjoy the Prem. I love watching the Prem, and I love watching this type of games. So I'm happy. I think you guys will. I think a lot of people will agree with me. And look, I want a good Premier League title race. So let's keep it going. International breaks slowing this down, but let's keep it going. I'm enjoying the Prem so far. Let's go.